Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I actually have back-to-back union reads for you. I did one after midnight last night, just after midnight before I went to bed, and I did another one this morning. So there's two big reads for you. For the union, I'm definitely seeing a gate open repeatedly over the past couple days, especially for the masculine. And I also, when I was meditating last night, saw a large, almost black dog. It wasn't black though, it was like dark gray, but a large dog with floppy ears, and I haven't had a chance yet to look it up to see what breed it was. But a friendly dog with floppy ears, but he was large and not heavy, but just a big dog with a soft face and floppy ears. But I was getting that he had there was some kind of infection in his right nostril or nose, which I was clearing, and he was very clear to me. So I don't know whose dog he is, or if somebody lost their dog, but I was getting that whatever piece was there that shouldn't be, I'd cleared it, and then I was getting a message for another friend of mine. So there's stuff coming up from other people for me to clear. So if anyone knows anything about this dog, please let me know. I'm hoping I could help. And I'm going to get right into the reads because there are two back-to-back. I don't know if I'll have time for oracle cards today because I do have an appointment in a little while, so we'll see what happens. It is March 3rd, 2019, which is 333. And the energy today is the 3 of the Empress. And the day adds up to 18, or 9, which is the Moon. And endings of universal selflessness and compassion. And compassion definitely comes up today in the reads. The first read was done at 12:25 a.m. So I'm going to get into that one first. It is Sun Day, and the sun was coming up all over the place in the reads, not just in these two, but it's been coming up a lot. And the major arcana for this read is from the Sirian Starseed deck. Both of them are mainly the Sirian Starseed for the main read, which I use all uprights on. I also use the Universal Golden Tarot, and I use the Gilded Tarot as well as the Rider-Waite Mini for clarifiers. That and the Gilded are both have reversals and uprights. And then I also use the Tarot of Sexual Magic, Romance Angels, and the Numerology deck. So for the main deck, the Sirian Starseed, the major arcana were Strength, Solar Deity, which is the Sun, Karma, which is Judgment, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and Indigo, which is the Magician. The before the read card was Ascension, which is the World, and the after the read card was the Hanged Man, which is Hanging Man, which is the Hanged Man in the traditional deck. There were 2 cups, 2 wands, 1 pentacle, 1 sword. The King of Cups was the only court card, and the coding and numbers were all around intuition. And by the way, there's a lot of heart expansion really starting up today. Okay, I was coming in a little bit yesterday, but I'm really feeling it specifically as heart expansion today. But intuition is coming up as the main focus today as far as the message, and the numbers were 4, 1, 10, 15, which is the devil, 44, which is 4 of cups, but also mastery and grounding and integrating, and 45 as well, which is the 5 of cups, the grief, and then 2211 also came up. And the message was, as for mastering the divine masculine's heart, it's like for the feminine to ace IV divine feminine. Like the divine feminine is the IV drip for the divine masculine as far as burdens and confessions. So you help him transmute those energies and bring him back to 0 point, okay, using your intuition. So that was very much the message there. The 4 of Crystals, which comes up in the Sirian Starseed deck for me as the divine masculine's heart came up in the coding, as well as the 10 of Flames, which is that 10 of Wands, or that you're going to drop over any minute if you don't let go of your burdens and confess. All right, so those 2 energies were both coming up in the coding. So use your intuition around this stuff and help out your masculine for the feminines. And as for supporting urgent clinging or Scrooge behavior or crying, stalling, right, manipulative crying, let go of your burdens for the feminine. Okay, and also mass turf wars were coming up here. to ascend through that, so we may need to clarify or to transmute some of those energies. And also rough crystals, mass turf wars over rough crystals, or the diamond in the rough was coming up here. An active atlas physical burden. All right, so if any physical burdens, let go of. All right, because we're going through heart expansion right now, which is putting extra energy, extra stress on your body. So getting right into this read, in the day of the energies of the moon and the Empress, and the moon card in this deck is huge emotions, big tidal wave of emotion with this new moon coming up on the 6th. So it's in preparation for this new moon. You might be called to release a little, so you might cry, so allow that, allow it all to come out, okay? So getting into the read, the tiger came up here as the underlying energy, fading, but the tiger usually looks ferocious and ready to pounce, and now it's looking a little dazed. Dazed and confused is coming up now. Tiger is fading. You know where they had their eye on the prize before, ready to attack, vicious? Now they kind of look like they don't know what's going on. The tiger's fading and looks a little dazed, like they just got punched in the face or something. Destiny of cracking codes, dropping patterns, and starting again when things don't work. Don't be afraid to start again. The tiger looks like a pussycat. Why am I battling for a world I don't even want to live in? The masculine's asking himself. Closure is coming. The time is up. It is 5 to 10 after the hour, which is interesting because I was getting 5 to 10 in my codes yesterday or the day before. And then I was getting like, so between 5 and 10 is 7 or 7.5. It is 5 to 10 after the hour, so past midnight, the bewitching hour. The bird is getting schooled. Dark sexual energies are sneaking in. The bewitching hour. When stars are bright, when you are naked with yourself and emotions flow and pour out at night. The bird is getting ready for takeoff, first thing in the morning. Destiny of dreams come true, out and waiting for you. Fully aligned and ready to climb. New passion and growth for angels who are balanced. Taking one step at a time, planting seeds and watering garden. Seeing new sprouts on trees. Tail end of awakening process. Your castle awaits. Leprechaun boots, digging in your heels, building with Lincoln logs, your own windmill. And that brings up the movie I watched last night. I can't remember the title, Boy with Wind or something like that. But that's a really wonderful, inspiring movie, so I definitely recommend any of you to watch that. It wasn't like a huge tearjerker, although you might have a few tears. It's just a really beautiful story. But that was coming up here again, the Lincoln logs and build your own windmill. You can make dreams come true, and this is very much the premise of that movie, okay? It just takes one idea, one little boy. Pointy toes, and Spirit's connecting with me. Pointy toes hanging from the bar with new perspective of Lincoln logs, with opportunity to release stuck emotions through coming together at work, baptism, or designing a church. A flood in the rafters, leaking everywhere, moving to the country with caramel. Caramel was coming up, I don't know why. Could have to do with the color of someone's skin too, of caramel. But then I was getting caramel, yummy, but I was getting Amish country again too. And I looked it up real quick, and there's a ton of caramel stuff with the Amish, so it might very well be something to that effect. Worth waiting for came up as the underlying energy, as well as reconciliation underneath that. Narcissist is reforming, repenting his ways. Devil is cut off. She's seen brighter days. Italian coffee grinder at side of the bed, watching gymnastics. And I guess there was just I don't watch TV anymore, so I guess there was a finals. I forget what it was. I know gymnastics was on. Somebody was watching. Excited when winning. Maybe she'll pour hot wax on him, or just nothing happened, and the masculine or their karmic are thinking back to younger days, having sex in the kitchen while cooking dinner, or his daughter reminds him of his mother when she was younger, matching her arch of her foot to his knee. So it could be a daughter as well. Or the masculine may have seen you when you were younger and putting it together that maybe that's what has inspired him in a certain way. There's some kind of meat when you were younger that the masculine now realizes, and realized that meat inspired him to do something in his life. or just the days when the karmic couldn't get enough of him, or vice versa, or now seeing his kids and their boyfriends, eye-opening for what he wants for them and what kind of example he's been for them. Also thinking about, if they're doing sports, the masculines are thinking about the coaches touching their children, especially for girls, you know, now that they're that age. Personal growth comes up, and rebirth beneath that in the numerology deck. Personal growth is number 7, which is the Chariot, and 16 is the Tower. So it's definitely that energy coming in. Feeling like stabbed in the heart, icicles like knives. Masculine also being paranoid about a hole in, you know, someone might put a hole in the condom, or a glove, or a broken glove in heart surgery. Like they're just not trusting. They're being paranoid. Jumping the gun, right? Thinking of all of the worst that can happen before it actually does, and it was just 11:11. Taking off before get caught. Chains are off. Now's the time for escape route. The Wicked Witch may check her globe and see all the flying monkeys, or the star that you are. Pumpkin coach, but in blue and gold for Cinderella, right? And birds and angels driving for the Queen of Pentacles, peacock. So there may be a masculine out there actually planning your coach, okay, for his divine feminine. Candyland also came up. Green and blue eyes with yellow, which was funny because I had that. And skin smooth as silk, so your masculine may be thinking about the way you look. If he leaves, he's thinking if he leaves now, if he dashes off and runs away again from his own feelings, he'll never get to see her without underwear, or for a skinny dip, or with magic flowers and gold vases. Water suspended in mid-air trick, like she won't be able to see the things he wants to show her. What if she's real and I miss out on that? Leaving a few blue eyes behind to remind her of what she's lost, the masculine, to remind the karmic of what she's lost, or it could be divine feminine if he's afraid and he's thinking of running away again. But what if she's not like the others? His actual dream come true. Better take his tools with him, just in case. Maybe he'll consult a psychic to see what she says. Just for fun, of course. The Queen of Pentacles is co-creating with Angel, with an eye on the prize but losing steam. Worth waiting for. Love, work, connection with personal growth and rebirth. Recently, for the union, the King of Cups, blue eyes. Doesn't have, your masculine doesn't have blue eyes. It's just it's bringing it back to the song, because no one knows what it's like to be the bad man, behind blue eyes. So that was coming up. So it's a reference to that for the masculine. Choosing path of moving forward with a practical offer. The foundation is karma. Over loss of success and attention. Expressing feelings of new passion after judgment. So this could be judgment, it could be announcement, it could be something they watched on YouTube from a feminine, it could be a divorce judgment, the final decree coming through. The central energy is exposure of divorce with a message of a date to start over. Exposing alcohol issues. She said she was into health, but all she does now is drink. The challenge being the divine masculine's heart, standing up, fending off others, letting go to fix things up, a bold move or travel. Leo packing to leave, that could be ego as well, with news of leaving for the twin, or Leo is moving with the kids. Okay, that could be just representative, Leo, of the ego and the karmic relationship leaving. Okay, so now conflict with gossip, unhappy with social life, bad decision to detox, the King of Swords reverse, having to withhold sharp words to twin and or kids, and the Queen of Pentacles. Healing from emotional purge of connections, the Knight of Cups, King of Swords, offering love to the Queen of Cups as Leo leaves, like one last-ditch effort, hoping to get tackled and not rejected. Okay, so one can be the other and vice versa. The Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups can be the same person, okay, because often that comes up. I mean, just as an example, I would be Queen of Pentacles because I'm an earth sign. But also in numerology, my soul number is the Queen of Cups. So I come up often as both, and I come up as the Queen of Swords when I'm up here talking to you. So it doesn't have to be your sign, okay? But both the Queen of Pentacles can be karmic, or it can be you, it can be someone's mother or sister or friend in the environment right now as well, or they could both be the same person. So fit it to your situation, and if it doesn't fit, don't make it. But anyway, we're coming up here as the masculine was feeling like he went through a detox. He decided to start a detox, whether it was a diet or no more drinking or no more eating something bad. But he was thinking it was a bad time to do that, because now he's more triggered, like to yell at the karmic or the kids or someone who's around him. Could be a friend or a sister or a female at work. Healing from emotional purge of connections. Now the Knight of Cups, King of Swords, you know, he's being the Knight of Cups. He wants to offer love to the Queen of Cups as the Leo leaves the ego or the karmic, hoping to get tackled and not rejected by the Divine Feminine, and a date with the twin to talk. Soon, new love, recovery of rejection. Leo is paid out and done. Union is meditation exposed to the King of Wands, lovers, implementing justice, which is just, truth, and balance. The cards that came up from Romance Angels were trust, forgive and learn, and very soon for the union. Oh, and as you turn the page, it was 138, and 38 is the Queen of Cups. This was AM last night. Around the union, or how it is seen, is alchemy, the alchemical process, temperance, patience, and balance. Sneaking away to be alone at night, the masculine with a pit in his stomach, so that feminine could be feeling that as well. Both of them, the masculine and feminine, clear blocks of indigo, okay, which is the rebel child, right? And indigo is also representative of the magician, which can be manipulative. Truth of insincerity and jealousy in release of anxiety or release of a prisoner. Intuition came up, but even more so, communication and follow your dreams. Following the flame to the light, the Queen of Wands may lay down her swords to apologize. Looking back, avoiding the issue, leaning on truth of the justice system. Confessing sins and right knee block from hanging out in dungeon to see a new perspective. Purging the King of Pentacles reversed. And that could be greed, or it could be just loss of money and status, or he could just be ungrounded. Feeling insecure after conflict, looking back or wanting to go back because now feeling unstable and frazzled with verbal abuse or silent treatment. Okay, so that's the karmic always knew how to push his buttons to get him to come crawling back. So she may be playing that game again. Rising above the Emperor out of control or losing his ego, the Queen of Cups rising to the top. Strong judgment of self, being patient to alchemize unconditional love, especially for the masculine, to expose and energize the Divine Masculine's heart fully with this expansion and the gate open, fully for self-love, new love, as indigo expands to the light. So it's very much about the masculine, to hang out and relax for once. Okay, and then I went to bed. So that's part of the message, I guess. Now I'm going to get right into the read this morning. Again, it's still March 3rd in the moon energies, going into this new moon on the 6th, but there's definitely a portal here. I was seeing it in the cards. When the portals are open, it comes up persistently in the cards. Okay, so before I started this read this morning, at 9:44, when I cut the Syrian Starseed deck and dealt while I was shuffling, there were a few cards that come out, and I'll show you those at the end with the other whole read. But also, as I'm putting down the Empress, and it looked like 2 children involved as well, I was getting holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Okay, so I don't know if someone's, and I was seeing, since I was seeing a dog, I don't know if someone's dog passed away. So it might be a mom, you know, comforting their children because their dog passed away. Or it could just be about putting your children to sleep, you know, and singing them a lullaby, giving them some peace. Maybe they're stressed out with school or with a divorce, whatever the situation is. But just to show love, show motherly love. And it was all about peace in this read. So the read started at 9:44 and I was done at 10:01. Okay, so that was very significant. And the major arcana at at that time was abundance, starseed, Luna, and strength, which abundance is the Empress normally. Starseed is a new start, Luna is the moon, starseed is the Fool. Luna is the moon, and then strength, of course, is strength. Again, 4 swords, 1 wand, 1 pentacle, 1 cup. So definitely heavy on swords today. So in your head, so you need to constantly bring yourself back to 0 and clear those energies. You're going to feel stressed if you're feeling heart expansion, because it makes you feel stressed, like you can't breathe, right? So the court cards were Page of Swords and Page of Wands. Only the 2 pages. The King of Pentacles did come up as the card after the read. Okay, so there was the King of Pentacles, which is the crystal skull, or the Akashic records in that card in the Sirian Starseed deck. The number codes, there was no numerology message there in the codes, but the numbers were 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, begin again, and 5, 4, and 9, as well as 4, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so that's urgent. 411 is about urgent information, and so we're getting 4111. Hawaii was coming up in the coding, as well as SS, so it could be Social Security, because people are getting into doing their taxes, as well as SS. I was getting, there may be some German stuff there, but also I was getting the SS Minnow from Gilligan's Island again. And India was coming up, ABI, which is an ankle brachial index for your you get that test done at the hospital if you're having problems with your vessels in your legs. So that may be a call for some of you who are having problems, whether it's DVT or actual arterial issues, which have different symptoms. You can look them up online. But the ABI test is very simple. It's just the ultrasound test. It's a Doppler test to see if you have a blockage in your legs. But that was also coming up for me yesterday, because when I was looking up an exchange from dollars to rubles, because Russia was coming up yesterday, ABI came up as rupees, all right, for the India currency was ABI. So not only are rubles coming up, but rupees, okay? So also the Page of Wands, the masked boy with the flame of desire inside of his heart. And again, the European India Gateway came up again, the EIG, which also comes up. Eating is good, so whoever's not eating right, including myself, needs to go to the grocery store and get my food so I can eat right. So you can feel like you're more on easy street. So find your inspiration, but definitely Hawaii 5-0 is coming up, and the number 4 as well. And then 4 is tomorrow, and the 4 of the Union. So we're getting 4 and 5 today. So today's the 3rd. And then I was getting Hawaii related to the SS Minnow for Gilligan's Island. And also relating to that, the skipper with leg pain and the DVT stuff that I was bringing up from the ABI test. They were showing me the skipper, because he had a really big belly, that he's apt to have DVT issues, or could be arterial pain as well, because he hasn't been taking care of himself, and he should probably get that checked. So if you know someone like that this is very direct about, you might want to get them to go have that test. Someone who might want to lose weight, but also losing weight was coming up here, that not to deprive yourself, to eat more fruit if you need something sweet, that eating is good again. And also 8th Street was coming up, and 8 of course is the infinity and staying at 0 point. You want to do everything in moderation. Don't start a diet at the new moon. You want to let go of foods that are no longer good for you at the full moon, that release, okay? It's about not depriving yourself. Give yourself something sweet so that at least you have, and also increase your protein to decrease your appetite. And an apple a day was coming up as being recommended, okay? Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Okay, so Avenue 0 also came up out of 04. 4 for 4, Avenue 0, and that could be source or the starting point, and somebody is 4 for 4. I was just getting that now. I hadn't written that down. Also, I was getting Germans and Sobs, a car, inspired to learn from the Divine Feminine Saint for the masculine. Also, I was getting, it was funny because I was getting Ophir, and I've never heard that, but there's a guy on Bonnie's channel on Spiritual Acceleration. One of the guys who works with her, his name is Ofer, so that came up. That was weird. Also 5 offers, so someone might be trying to sell their Saab, because I kept getting that. Somebody might have 5 offers. Also, it's getting Sabbath. Oh, the Sabbath. So Sabbath is coming up, but also Saba, because Saba was my dad's nickname as a grandfather. So the Sabbath is coming up, which I wasn't getting before. And also Abby was coming up here. And Abby may be curious about being a divine feminine. So it also could be a younger person who thinks she might be a divine feminine but doesn't know, or is just curious about all of this stuff. It's really resonating with them. Or there may be an Abby who's a child who's interested in doing a project on the Euro-India Gateway. And it'd be good for a project because you could make it like into a street. Anyway, there's something like that coming up. So getting right into this read, as I start, another number came up, which was 25 or 250. And then that was at 1026. 26 is the Page of Wands, who is just up in the codes there. So for this read this morning at 9:44, stress is coming up as the 9 of Orbs, relieved by looking at the woods, starting to see the trees individually, one by one. You cannot see the woods through the trees because I was getting chaos, but now the 2 of Cups in front of you, you're now seeing them each for their own individual self, and you realize they've been there the whole time. You're seeing the good in front of you, okay? The 2, the twins, right? Poking a hole in stuck emotions in order for them to drain, to come full circle in deliberation. So someone might have a cyst as well. The day the music died was coming up here. Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Okay, so Pie is also coming up here again, and there may be a tribute. I don't know if there is. I don't watch TV, so if there is, let me know in the comments. But Miss American Pie was definitely coming up the day the music died. Suddenly choosing the right path, removing the old Akashic records, like the flagpole in golf, so taking it out of the hole and putting it somewhere else. Being one with nature, peaceful, content in your surroundings, even if alone, sovereign lovers with justice on their side, which is just truth and balance. Gabriel came up here as helping people make peace when not seeing eye to eye in different directions. Justice of the peace for some, with bare feet, so somebody might be getting married in bare feet, or with a female judge. And the female judge could be something else as well in court, okay? Someone making a mountain from the molehill that the judge has to decide over. The judge deliberates for their teenager also, so some teen might have gotten in trouble. Or Adam and Eve come together to make 3. The divine masculine is drawn toward his divine feminine's abundance and confidence on her own, regretting his judgment of her before. And then it was 1041. 41 is the Ace of Cups. Someone needs toe shoes or slippers or sandals with, the big toe holder. I don't know why that was coming up. Or somebody might remembering that. I actually have sandals like that. Or 3-to-1 split decision for the female with orange tree in Florida. So somebody might be getting the Florida house in a split, and the divine masculine is left with dead leaves. Right? I guess it's just a more winter property. She gets more cash. It's coming up like it's 3-to-1, but it's just that she gets more cash and he gets more stuff. Teen lovers learn their lesson to appreciate what they have. Suddenly there's a Y in the road, a separation, faulty foundation, and draining unhappy family, or someone's illness has drained everyone of all their emotion. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after, and so did the kids. No one wins but Jesus and Mary Magdalene when crown is blown wide open. Passion comes up here, as well as beneath it for the romance angels was true love. Again, this is a romance of a lifetime. Reunion offer after walking away, taking a leap of faith for the masculine. The Knight of Pentacles makes a confession to expose real love, the fruit of his labor. someone in diapers, or peeing in the woods, or caught with their pants down, tripped up by poison ivy or oak, trying to get through the woods to the other side, clearing to make healthy offering, someone knighted, or offering help to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Right wrist cuff or limp wrist, mimicking right knee when it's bent, and also index finger too. So I was saying someone matching the way, like when one's knee is bent or their wrist is bent, the other one has the other bent, but including the index finger. So right wrist and then the right finger and then the right knee. So it was kind of funny. So just notice that, and it's not on purpose, it was just happening. And I was getting people noticing that. Comparing notes between the masculine and feminine. New beginnings comes up here for the union, as well as nature beneath that. So allow things to happen naturally for new beginnings. And 74 is the six of Pentacles. All right, balance, give and take, and teaching and learning. Manipulative magician is spying with left eye exposed over the loss of Batman leaving for sovereign Juliet. Romeo looks drunk due to Saturn placement, but he's not. And it could be Neptune-y too, okay? But it was definitely coming up Saturn. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. King of Cups gets his wish, and their filigrees match. Him making plans, and her straightening up for spring flowers. Him at the barber with poison ivy or allergic to the plant. Moroccan garb was coming up again, and Morocco came up yesterday. Gold and grass from the ceiling. Gold chalices hung everywhere. Or someone had a party last night and there's cups all over the lawn, as well as expensive gold boots or the clothes that were worn. So someone leaving their expensive clothes. So it definitely could be kids getting in trouble for doing that. Mother has Sunday brunch to celebrate a settlement is over or a divorce. The masculine happy, feminine pissed off. Awakening in the 5D, the Emperor is receptive to the Empress's open heart, expanding now, today. Awakening, the masculine saying, could be definitely saying to a mother or to a feminine, this awakening is exhausting. Per the Emperor, to the Empress, who's welcoming with an open heart, an end of an era for passion and sunshine and new beginnings. The foundation for this union read is the Divine Masculine's heart, the Batcave, presently purging emotions and people no longer needed in his life, in a divorce, or in a break in contract, or in becoming more spiritual or non-traditional. Centrally for the union is lots of news and messages covering it. The war is over. It's like the feeling of when the war is over and everyone goes back, but they're not sure what to do now, right? Making a bold move to come forward, and this was at 11:11 when the war is over. Making a bold move to come forward, an opportunity for the King of Cups to dump love or purge or feel overwhelmed, but good, in a good way. There's a fantasy fresh start here, but the magician with some jealousy issues about energy theft in marriage or union, fantasizing in the mirror, but avoiding issues at the time. Right elbow, red badge of courage, and Russian designs left on the ground outside. Okay, so I don't know if this has to do with kids or their karmic, but it's definitely coming up here. So if anyone resonates with that stuff, please comment below. The challenge being here for the union is the masked boy with the burning desire, used to women begging for his attention and praising his every move like a god. Death march, and here we are in March, to end grief of disconnect or break with family. The King of Wands floating money between him and Leo, or him and ego, who's packing, starting over in love, pretending to be unaware because she was protecting her heart from messages or news. Now crowning, a big bomb drops. Impatience for truth, aggressive to learn or get money opportunity. But clinging to celebrating at the bar, the masculine still may want to go celebrate at the bar and want to go back to their old ways of getting attention. At home, breaking patterns, and if not tripping up, not able to perform. Okay, so it's like the universe or their guides are going to kick their butts. So if they're not doing what they're supposed to now, it's going to be like immediate retribution. So they're breaking their patterns, and if they're not doing what they're supposed to, they will automatically get tripped up and they won't be able to perform sexually as well. Kids not doing their homework, mad, bossy, having tantrums, then feeling like dying, and then out partying all in the same day and night. Choosing a risky path that's left traveled of a saint or easy street. The harsh truth of arrest or commitment, someone might have been committed, S&M or jealousy issues, and third party hidden. Sticking her butt where it didn't belong, energy stealing from marriage and marital sex, third party looking in a the third party looking in is coming up for the masculine as a fantasy to him, avoiding twin conversation so that he could have his cake and eat it too. The King of Wands, affection, and looking back at memories and old pics of fairy princess Tinkerbell, Libra, justice, children, his family life. Okay, so this is just coming up around that stuff. Soon at the new moon, there's a rush of emotions. And then I was getting blue moon. Blue moon, I saw you standing alone. I can't remember. But blue moon, I saw you standing alone. And I was just getting without a love of my own. Emotions that release anxieties come up here of the Queen of Swords reversed to give another message to help balance others. Okay, so the Queen of Swords as the Divine Feminine telling her truth to others. The moon's going to come in to kick your butt here before the full moon to make you purge and clear you so that you can continue to give your messages to others. Co-creating truth and breaking through the crown even more. The Divine Feminine is ahead with a handle on the truth and tooting her own horn with family and happiness. The union is seen here by the masculine and the feminine as peace and calm, destined as messengers of truth, and sometimes back pain that makes you cry, or betrayal and manipulation, using your abilities now to heal and rise above these situations. Calling in your soulmate came up from Romance Angels, as well as soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, forgiving and learning, and very soon. Around the union, or how it is seen, is that tiger again, buried in debt and abandoned or injured in the snow, unable to keep up with the Divine Feminine. So again, he's not ferocious again in this picture. It's so funny how the cards cover it just right. Messages of love from the Divine Feminine, from a friend or from kids. The masculine then purging. The King of Pentacles then feels better again. He's all upright. Instead of the eye on the prize, the eye of the tiger, or an outcome, the Divine Masculine's going within to find peace using his abilities and his intuition. He's learning to calm the beast himself and taking that leap of faith, which is great. Clearing blocks of anxiety. For the union, you need to clear blocks of any anxiety and sitting in uncomfortable emotions. So blocks around this stuff, you do need to sit with them, allow it to process and come through. But feelings of deception and working on details which bring up anxieties, allow the feelings to process through. Put your intention on the location of the discomfort and sit with it for a few. See what comes up. Stand up for self without defensiveness, allowing the death march process. Grief. Compassion. Then all the cards that came up from numerology were all reversed, which is even more significant. Love, teaching and learning, rebirth, and personal growth. Caught extending a romantic olive branch or kissing beneath the mistletoe, someone is tossed out in a confession of romantic feelings. 3 of 10 showing. Top of the pyramid gets the light. They don't understand that the light comes from within and that others are of course drawn to it. Tinkerbell and Cupid, sprinkling fairy dust on twin, meet as angels with those around them who may want to take them down with verbal abuse and physical burdens of possibly a house. Family of lovers plan their new life. Trinity transmuting crystal skull or Akashic records, needing courage to come together and co-create and leaving the past behind, letting justice be just, truth, and balance, and a wing and a prayer. Family leader, King of Pentacles, no more Leo at work or ego at work. Coming together in joy, inspired to express feelings, heated exchange, the Knight of Cups offers love to the Queen of Pentacles, losing hope, now both getting their wish. New beginnings. Purging through grief, the Divine Masculine's heart finding peace in now using and not using his eyes. Empress Abundance, an open heart with message of inspiration about the new moon tidal wave, right, to release the anxiety for new start with new family, shining light with King of Pentacles, now sovereign and satisfied. Okay, so the masculine is learning to see without eyes. They don't need that. They can now be in their knowing. They don't need to see. They don't need the extra information. All they have to do is tap into their own insight. So that was perfectly coming up. Okay, so I do have time to pull some cards. So let's see what comes up for you guys. All right, so today again is March 3rd, 2019, 333. We're calling on Jesus and Mary Magdalene again since they came in. We're going to ask Gabriel as well. Archangel Gabriel. Take a deep breath, guys. And you might want to spend some time focusing on your heart today with the heart expansion energies to help dissipate it and see what comes up for you. Clear and align. Clear and align. Okay, so this 333, for everyone watching in the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? We're asking Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and Archangel Gabriel. What are the messages? Okay. Got 3 messages. Serapis Bay comes up at the bottom, which came up yesterday as the 4th ray. Serapis Bay, the 1st ray? Yeah, the 4th ray. 41 again comes up here as 41. It was just 41, 45, 6, 7, whatever it is. But 41 is the Ace of Cups. And then 44 and 45 is that going from the mastery of grounding and integrating into the grief process to go through it, to allow it. Because when you come out then to the 6 of Cups is the children in the garden. Okay, so those are the steps right before coming together. Serapis Bay is the underlying energy. The affirmations, I walk with Serapis Bay. The cards that came out for you guys are Archangel Metatron, number 27, the Ace of Wands. Lord Kamika, number 42, which is the 2 of Cups. So we have new passion, we have soulmate energies, connection, and the Huna prayer, number 8. 8 is the strength card, and we had the tiger in both reads today. The tiger is the strength card in this deck. So that, for me, though, it brings up Sagittarius and Leo energies. Archangel Metatron says, you're blessed to receive this card for the mighty universal angel Metatron, who is coordinating the ascension of the planet, is touching you. He is illuminating your aura with his golden orange light as he works with your stellar gateway chakra. Your message is to relax and allow Metatron's wings to enfold you. On a wing and a prayer. Ask to visit him at his ascension retreat in Luxor during meditation or sleep so that you can receive his guidance. This may come as a thought, a whisper, or a feeling. When you ask sincerely for help on your ascension journey, Metatron will open new doors for you and guide you. The affirmation being, I attune to Archangel Metatron today. So for me, this is especially guided towards the masculine, since I've been always getting that Metatron is like in charge of the masculines. Lord Kamika says that Kamika came from another universe to set the conditions for the golden age of Atlantis with Archangel Metatron. He has returned to be Koan of the 8th ray, the soul ray of purification, enlightenment, and communication. So purifying your words. When you receive this card, you are on a quest for enlightenment. So that's why they were bringing up my voice cracking, okay, to make it more apparent what they were saying. Your guidance is to breathe Kamika's blue topaz light into your aura. Expand your attitude to one of unconditional love, acceptance of others, and personal responsibility. Kamika will open new doors for you and guide your footsteps toward enlightenment and ascension. The affirmation is, I call on Lord Kamika to enlighten and support me. Okay? So taking responsibility for your own pain, expanding your attitude for unconditional love, and acceptance of others and their perspective of life. You know, it's always going to be different of yours, so you have to be open to that. Huna prayer is number 8. So again, it's the infinity and 0 point. The high priest Hermes took his tribe from Atlantis to Hawaii. And Hawaii came up today. It was just 4444. Ah, Hawaii. where he established the Kahuna tribe and taught the tribe the Huna prayer as follows. Okay, so we had Akashic records come up today and Hawaii. So this is very important about high priest or priestess, okay? So not only Hermes, but you, because you're a high priest or priestess. Alright, so the Huna prayer is: first you address your prayer to an angel or master of your choice. State your request 3 times in positive terms, and then sit with your palms up and say, "May the rain of blessings fall, so be it." Repeat it for 30 days and then stop. Watch for signs from the universe and take action at any time if it feels right. Your guidance is to start a Huna prayer for some aspect of your life, or continue if you're already engaged in one. And the affirmation is, your affirmation is your Huna prayer. May the rain of blessings fall, and so be it. Okay. So now we have the past life deck. Take another deep breath. Clear your mind. Clear your mind. Alright. So this 333, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned, from Mary Magdalene and Jesus and Archangel Gabriel. What is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? Okay, lessons and blessings came up at the bottom. Okay, it's time. And biblical reverse is underneath that. So it's no longer about hard work. So Master, stop overworking. It's time. You're already late. And that was coming up too. That's the underlying energy. Alright, so we got 3 sections of cards here. And I asked first Mary Magdalene, Jesus, and then Gabriel. So let's see what comes up here. So the first card is Wars and Battles. It's because it's Mary Magdalene, I'm getting that she's saying it wasn't just the men who fought wars and battles, to recognize the females who also were a part of this, you know. Obviously, in the older days, it wasn't the women who went out, although there may be in certain cultures where the women were fighting, but it's also all the women there who were nurses, and just in between all of this chaos. I mean, there's always women involved. So she's calling to give props to the women who are also involved in these wars and battles. And even if they weren't, they're always involved because they end up with the repercussions of what happens after the war and the battle. And we're getting information specific to the civil wars, you know, in your own home, your own house. Wars and battles of the home is what Mary Magdalene's bringing up. That your love is a battlefield, that your home should not be a war zone. Alright, so from Jesus we get ships. Pirate ships, as I was just getting. And in this card it's always about the blinds opening up, taking the blinds off. That your ship's coming in. This is Jesus' message to the feminines. Your ship's coming in. It's beautiful, white, and clean. So you won't have to do any cleaning. And it's brand new. So everything's working perfectly. The wind beneath your wings. I think I danced with my dad to that at my wedding. Aww. I'm getting when they climb the sails, and that's interesting too, because when I watched the movie last night about the boy with the wind, I forget what it's called, I'm sorry, it was such a good movie. He makes a wind tower, a natural wind tower. And I was just getting him climbing up to the top. Where the real power is. Where the light is. And it's just bringing up wind energy too, how important that wind energy is. Because here we have a sailboat, okay? That all you need is the wind in your sail and the wind beneath your wings. It's clean and pure energy. Allow the wind to sing. That's what I'm getting. Calm seas ahead. Okay. Anything else? Don't get tripped up in the wires. Right? So the wires or the strings attached, the 5D wires, don't get caught up in the details, the strings attached. There will always be some present, but just always let the wind move your sail. Allow the wind to help you rise up above it. Now I'm getting a barge. I'm getting to bring up the barge. I'm getting it's even here when downtown Philadelphia, when where was it? There were a pier broke, a barge bumped into, I can't remember what happened, but there's something with a barge that happened, whether, I don't know if any lives were lost. Yeah, there was a lot, 2 foreigners were on a barge. He's bringing up not to forget those who lost their lives at sea, even if it was something stupid like that. And then I have from Gabriel, orphan and forgiveness. And it's so important, you know, in stupid accidents like that happened. It's so important to forgive, to free yourself, to allow yourself to be pure again. Don't stay. I love this card too, because it definitely looks like the female bird's pissed off at her mate and flapping her wings at him. Don't stay mad. Forgive. I know it's easier said than done, but that's why you need to just go to your separate corners and deal with your own feelings and then let go and forgive. And give yourself time. Sometimes you can't forgive right away, but forgive yourself for that as well. But we're getting the orphan with this. The orphan needs to forgive their parents for abandoning them, for having someone leaving you out in the cold. It's about Gabriel is telling the divine feminine to forgive your masculine for leaving you out in the cold. They know not what they've done, or they knew not what they had done at the time. And yes, it was because they were too much in their ego. They were too obsessed with what was going on inside their own head, right? They weren't paying attention. They couldn't see. I'm getting they couldn't see straight ahead. So the bird has eyes on both sides. They can see over here and over here, but they can't see straight ahead. Divine Masculine feeling like they had to have eyes in the back of their head to keep track with everything that was going on in their life, the chaos around them. And it's so weird because even though the Divine Masculine is always seen as having tunnel vision, it was actually the Divine Feminine who had the tunnel vision on the Divine Masculine, and the Masculine not having tunnel vision because there was so much chaos going on in their life. But to forgive each other. for having felt left out and abandoned, because that's, you know, a very old wound, and that was the wound we started out with between each other when we broke apart. There's an abandonment wound between us from when our souls first split, that it always requires constant forgiveness. And this is what Gabriel's bringing in, it's communication. Okay, there has to be open communication. You can't like close the other person off and pretend they're not there, and pretend you're not, and pretend you're unaware, because that just causes more issues. It was just 55-22, which is the truth and the fool taking a leap of faith, being in faith. All right, so one last deck, the Journey of Love. Journey of Love. Journey of Love. Clear the line. Clear the line. They're a little obstinate, sticky here. All right, so for, take another deep breath for this 333, and everyone watching, and for the highest and best of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? I'm asking Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and Gabriel. I'm getting a mediator for Gabriel. So Gabriel's coming in as the mediator when you need a mediator. This is just for numbers here. Alright, that's it. Okay, the bottom of the deck is riding the cosmic wave, number 60, which is the Six of Swords, and this read was all about peace and finding peace. That was the way the union was seeing itself, was the Six of Swords. Alright, so let's see how many cards there were, because I have 3 piles for all 3 of them. It was Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and Gabriel, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, the Tower. So we have 11, 2, and then 1, and then 2. 2, 1, 2, and the Tower. It's bringing up the Twin Towers. And the space between them. The Twin Towers and the space between them. The interruption, this, you know, the thorn that was stuck into the joint, which came up yesterday, with the joints coming together. When you hit the joint, it pushes things open, and then it most affects the things on the outer sides. But whatever comes up for you, that's just what's coming up for me now. But the middle card with the 2, 1, 2 is coming up as the Seed of the Heart, number 25, which is the Knight of Wands, which is very much about a plane energy. Okay, the Seed of the Heart, seed in the middle, which is now ground zero. And that's coming from Mary Magdalene. The first 2 come up from Jesus are acceptance and the choice. Acceptance is a choice. 55 and 62. Alright, so that's from Jesus. 55 is the truth, that acceptance is the truth, and that 62 is the 8 of Swords, that's the prison. The choice is the prison. Acceptance is your truth. Alright, so it doesn't matter the choice that you make. It's that you always just live in your truth. The choice, if you stay in deliberation, you'll always be confused. It will always make you anxious. Alright, so you need to let go of that. It's not the outcome that's important. It's the journey from here to there. And then the other, so seat of the heart was Mary Magdalene. That was the 0 point coming up as the space between the towers, the space between the words. And then I'm getting earlier, the day the music died. I didn't know if there was a tribute coming up, and they're now bringing up the tribute to the Twin Towers. And then this is from Gabriel, 37 and 54. And 37 is the King of Cups, and 54 is the Page of Swords. And that's just so Gabriel's all about the communication, right? And this is a message of unconditional love. But that's all there is to it. No matter how rough things are, the diamond in the rough, there will always be rough edges to smooth out. So Divine Feminine, allow all of the colors that you are to show. Show your peacock. But don't be so sensitive though. Be more confident of who you are so you won't get hurt. And for the masculine, who's always worried about the worst to happen, right? Worrying about what's the next war that's coming up to battle. Instead, to just see the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't look for trouble. Just see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're already in it. You're already there. Don't look for an outcome. Know you're already in the light. And you are now aware. I'm seeing a knot that someone's needs to tie a knot at the end to make it feel finalized. Ah, tie a knot. Ah. That the masculine has very deep caverns. So bear with him. He's fire and ice, but also unconditional love. So please love all sides of him. And please let him know the size of your ring finger. That's what's coming up. That his fiery side is crawling up out of the depths of despair. And he wants to change, and he wants you to be there to help him. And on the icy side, I'm seeing bugs. Like, there's bugs in the way. They're frozen in time, and they need, when the ice melts, they need to be cleared out. And the pictures pictures on the wall of old family or relatives or old family needing to bust out, frozen in time. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of them because I'm already over an hour, but I'm going to read Seed of the Heart. And 16 is about, like I said, the 16 cards came out. they make it very clear. It's 444. All right, because the tower came out and number 16, and the cards were set down 2, 1, 2, showing me the twin towers on either side and the space in the middle, the seat of the heart, which is now ground 0, or 0 point. 25 is the Knight of Wands. And it's all blue and greens and whites. Very peaceful and dark at times. 25 is the Knight of Wands, seat of the heart, right? That inspired movement. Within each one of us is a divine seed of love, waiting to blossom into fullness. We don't always know what type of blossom we shall be. However, and sometimes if we try to figure it out in advance, the blossoming itself can cause us anxiety, pain, or fear because it's taking us in an unknown, unexpected direction. We may even fear that the direction we are heading in is away from our life path and purpose, as if that were even possible. The seed in the heart arises as guidance when we are unfolding into a new manifestation of the divine light within. It comes as encouragement to trust, to surrender, to allow, and to be as open, unthinking, and ready for the unexpected as possible. All right, so this isn't even the Tower card, but this is telling you, it's confirming that. A plant just needs the right conditions to grow healthy. And if you've ever seen a blade of grass pushing up through the crack in the pavement, and the grass keeps coming up in the cards, it's growing through the ceiling, then you'll know that when something is meant to grow to the light, it will do so even against the most apparently insurmountable odds. This oracle brings you guidance. The right conditions are being brought to you. The most perfect support for your own divine blossoming. Trust. Know that the seed in your heart knows how to grow and life supports it. It is also a sign that something in your relationships is sprouting, a new energy, and don't be afraid to try new ways of relating now, as your life energy supports it. When sky can imagine, the dark awake. In awe, light pervades, and bears the vast tranquil mystery, softly caressing the blue, bold birth. When sky can imagine, I'm just getting that too in my song, in the sea of her heart. So in my songs, Christ, O Sophia, which you can listen to, my practice sessions are in my videos. And there's an angel on the front, but in Christ, O Sophia, he's the skies and she's the ocean. When sky can imagine, the dark awake, the nothingness, the feminine energy. In awe, light pervades and bears the vast tranquil mystery. So when the light pervades, but pulling in the nothingness of the feminine energy also transforms the masculine energy into that vast tranquil mystery of the feminine, softly caressing the blue, right? So that's the blue darkness of the feminine, the bold of the masculine, and the birth and the rebirth between them. So that's definitely what I was getting. The seed of the heart. So don't forget 0 point, twin towers, and those who have been lost at sea. All right, wow. You never know what's going to come up. It was just 838. So 8 is strength and 38 is the Queen of Cups. That's for you divine feminines to be strong and stay at 0 point. It was just 44. Master your energies. Focus your intention on your heart today with the heart expansion. Drink your water. Eat healthily. Go to the grocery store if you have no food in the house. And rise and be loved, guys. Oh, I got to show you the pictures. Hold on. All right, so I'm going to scroll through the pictures. This is the first read. Which way am I going here? Okay. This is the full first read. This came up in the shuffle for the second read, as well as this. This was the second read, the basic. Let's see if I turn this way a little bit. All right, and then this was the full second read. And I think that's it. make sure I didn't forget anything to tell you. Just rise and be love, guys. Be good to yourselves. Rest. Bye.